In this video, the fan, the spring, the Charlier cut, the Revolution cut, the Pharaoh shuffle, the waterfall, the dribble, the pirouette, the deck flip, and the one-handed shuffle. This is the Card Guy Tutorials. What's up guys? Today I'm going to be teaching you 10 beautiful card flourishes that everyone should know. These are all pretty basic moves in cardistry. Not that they're super easy, but they're definitely building blocks that eventually you build upon when you do some crazy cardistry. I can't wait for you guys to learn these. If you're excited, let me know by hitting that like button. Subscribe if you're new and want to see more of these, and turn on notifications so you never miss another one. Let's get into it. The first move I'm going to be teaching you guys is the card fan. Grab the deck with your dominant hand with your thumb, and then on the opposite side, your middle and your ring. Then you're going to place the cards in your other hand just like this. You're kind of contacting the deck with your thumb in the bottom corner, and then your pointer and middle contacting the bottom edge of the cards. So from my perspective, it looks like that. With your thumb, you're going to apply some pressure on both thumbs, actually, on this thumb down here and this one. That is how the cards are gonna spread. And at first, your fan will be very clumpy. There'll be a lot of clump right here, and then some random cards. It's just gonna take a lot of practice to get an even distribution of the cards, and you're gonna get that even distribution just by practicing the amount of pressure you put with both your hands. Our next move is the card spring. The card spring is one of those things that everyone loves to see. Oftentimes, if you're doing magic for someone and you do a card spring, everyone immediately thinks you're like the best magician ever. They ask you to do it again, and it's just a really cool feeling. Hold the cards in mechanics grip like this, with your thumb on the side, pointer in front, pinky in back, middle ring on the other side like this. And this is in your non-dominant hand. Then, with your dominant hand, you're gonna come over to the deck. Thumb goes in the back corner right here, and then the rest of your fingers in the opposite corner, except for your pinky. Your pinky doesn't really have to do anything. Now, this is gonna take a lot of finger strength. You have to build it up. I remember practicing the spring. A tip I would recommend is maybe practicing with some cards and then working your way up to the whole deck. It's very hard, especially if you're younger. I know when I started Magic, I was 12, so it was really hard to apply enough pressure to the deck. But really, you're gonna want to apply pressure downwards so that the corners are bent like this. Okay? And then off of your thumb, you're gonna release some pressure so that the cards one by one spring off. So once again, you have your thumb back here, the rest of your fingers, except for your pinky, they go off your thumb. A lot of people think they go off the fingers. Typically they don't. You can do that, but typically the spring, the cards are coming off of the thumb side. And to catch, you maintain that grip you had at the beginning when you were holding the cards. It's just a little bit emphasized. So kind of like straddle your hand so that it makes a claw, because then the cards will stay. A lot of people make the mistake of just holding their hand flat, and then the cards are gonna fall back towards you and fall on the ground. You can start really close and eventually work your way to a bigger spring, and it'll look much cooler. Our next move, the Charlier cut, starts the exact same grip, just like this, except the only difference, you're gonna elevate the cards slightly. So notice they're not contacting my palm, I'm elevating them like this. It's almost like they're floating over my palm. The reason you have to have this is because what you're gonna do is use your thumb to break the deck in half so that the bottom half falls on your palm like this. So you have this triangle shape without the third side, right? It's almost like your thumb is making that third side. Put your pointer finger under the cards like so, and then your pointer finger is gonna move that packet up until it contacts your thumb. So you push up, it contacts your thumb, and a lot of people are gonna get stuck here. They don't know what to do. What you have to do is allow your thumb to move with that packet so that you can then drop it on the top. You have the deck like this, elevated, drop the bottom half, pointer finger pushes up, make sure you release this original top packet with your thumb so that you can allow it to move with the other one like that, and that is the Charlier cut. Our next move is the Revolution cut, and the Revolution cut is kind of like a more advanced version of the Charlier cut. There's a few little differences, but it starts the same way, same exact way actually, like this, with the bottom half and top half separated. Same thing, triangle type shape, except here's what you're gonna do. Move your pointer finger to this side with your middle and ring. Then your ring finger is gonna go under like this, kind of like how in the Charlier cut your pointer finger went under. In this, your pointer finger goes with your other fingers, and then your ring goes under. Because what's gonna happen is you're gonna use your ring finger to push up, just like you did with your pointer, except it's gonna be at a weird angle. In the Charlier cut, everything is kind of at right angles. It all makes sense. With the Revolution cut, if you do it correctly,
the cards kind of should be at a weird angle. And the reason why is because when you push up with your ring finger, then you're gonna attach it to this packet. Then you use your pointer and your ring to rotate that packet like this. And then you drop it and you end like a Charlier cut. Once again, because this is much harder than the Charlier cut, this will definitely take practice. Lift up, pointer goes over here, ring finger pushes up until your ring finger is contacting this packet right here. Spin it with your pointer and ring, just like that. Now I'm gonna teach you the Pharaoh Shuffle. A Pharaoh Shuffle is just a cool way to shuffle the cards. It's actually a very exact shuffle. If you do it correctly, the cards could be perfectly alternating one by one. It doesn't have to be necessarily, but it's a really cool shuffle. It looks really nice, it's really smooth, and it looks kind of like this. You take the top half and put it like that in the other half, and then you do the bridge like that. So I'm gonna move over to show you a better angle of this. Basically, you're gonna have the cards like before. This is a pretty traditional grip that a lot of moves use. Now, take your dominant hand like usual and try to split it perfectly in half if you can. And basically, you're gonna maintain the same grip with this hand, but with this hand, it's almost like you're about to do a card fan, where your thumb is here and then middle and ring on the other side, except instead of being on the top, you can have it kind of towards the middle. Then, put your pointer finger on top, and you want the cards the most flush you can. You don't want them all messy. You want them pretty fair and square, because what you're gonna do is attach this packet to this one like this. And then you're just gonna have to play around with pushing downwards with the top hand while pushing upwards with the bottom hand. It's gonna take some work, but eventually you will get it. A nice thing I like to do is take my bottom hand and use my pointer finger like this. It just keeps everything stable. I use my pointer finger and apply some pressure so that the cards can stay together as I kind of shimmy these cards into each other like that. And then once you're there, you can do a really cool bridge where you take your hand, grab the cards. You might have to have bigger hands for this, but then you bend downwards with your thumb and the rest of your fingers, really just your middle and ring, and then your thumb on the other side, and then release, and the cards bridge. The next flourish, called the waterfall, uses the Pharaoh Shuffle. So, just like I just taught you, do the Pharaoh Shuffle, and then what you're gonna do, once you have the cards pharaohed, you're gonna take the top half and twist it towards you like this. Then you have to re-grip, and this is an interesting re-grip. Here's what I'm gonna do. Once you have this, you're gonna turn it down, put your pointer finger in between the two, and then your thumb goes over here. Okay, so this is another one of those things you might have to have bigger hands for, but this is what it looks like. From here, you just kind of make a claw with your other hand, release the cards, and the cards will waterfall. You pharaoh the cards, take the top half, twist it towards you, basically adjust so that your pointer finger's in between the two, your thumb is over here, and then you put it like this, and drop the cards into your hand. Next is a really simple one called the card dribble. This is super basic, super easy, and it's a really cool way just to ask someone to pick a card if you're doing a trick, or it just looks cool. You're gonna hold the cards like this with your dominant hand, thumb in the back corner, almost like you're gonna do a spring, except the difference with the dribble and the spring, you're applying pressure downwards. The dribble, you're gonna be applying pressure kind of upwards. So you have your thumb in the back corner, the rest of your fingers in the front, with your pointer finger curled on top. Sometimes I like to extend my pointer finger. It doesn't really matter. It can be curled or extended like this. I typically do extended. But basically, you just use your thumb to bend the cards upward slightly, and then use your thumb almost like a flip book, almost like you're about to do a normal shuffle. If you guys don't know how to shuffle cards yet, just a basic shuffle and bridge, I'll have a tutorial in the description of this video. But when I normally talk about how to shuffle a deck of cards, I like referring to it as a flip book. You're kind of just flipping through the pages. I mean, in this case, obviously it's cards, but you know what I mean. But you have the cards like this with your pointer finger either extended or curled, and then when you bend it up, just kind of drop the card slowly into your hand like that. Now, you don't want to apply too much pressure with your other fingers, and you especially don't want to curl them over the deck, because then what's going to happen is the cards won't leave your hand. So you have to be loose on your grip with these fingers so that the cards can actually fall. And even though the majority of work is being done with your thumb, you're gonna kind of want to gradually release the pressure on these fingers as well so the cards can fall nicely during the dribble. Next is the card pirouette. I love the card pirouette. It's like spinning a basketball, but with a card. People think it's so cool. Back in the day when I used to be my best at this, I was able to do it for 10 minutes straight. Now I can barely do it for 10 seconds, but it's still really cool. I assume if I practiced again, I could get it. But I'm just gonna show you how to spin it really quickly, just like that. It looks really cool. You're gonna balance the card on your middle finger, right in the dead center of the card. Put your middle finger like this, and then put your thumb on top. Then your pointer finger goes right above your middle, so you just have 3 points of contact. Your middle finger, your thumb, and your pointer. Then use your thumb and pointer to twist the card towards your palm, okay? And then as you do that, you're gonna release with your thumb and pointer so that it stays spinning on your middle. Now, at the very beginning of this, I don't expect it to spin nicely for you guys. When I was first starting, I just got it like that. It was a tiny little spin, and eventually it got better and better. Over time, it'll look better and you'll get it to spin faster and longer, and it's really awesome. So just practice that, really balance it on your middle finger, thumb goes on top, pointer up there, twist towards your palm, release, and it should spin, just like that. Next, we have the deck flip, which is really cool. People think this is super impressive because it is. You're gonna hold the deck like we always do in mechanics grip. Put your pointer finger under, curled underneath just like this. Put your thumb over the top corner like this. Now this is tricky. It's kind of hard to do slow-mo. I might not be able to do it slow motion, but I will explain what I'm doing as best as I can. Apply pressure downwards with your thumb and upwards with your pointer finger. And then as you kind of flick your wrist up, you're gonna release. That's what's happening slow-mo. Basically, you're flicking up with your pointer and your thumb. It's going like this. The opposing forces going up with your pointer, down with your thumb. Allow the cards to flip up and spin. You can just practice flipping it just like this to the opposite side as opposed to flipping it all the way over at first. Just practice like this. Just try to get it to flip to the other side and you will get it. So again, you have the deck like this. Pointer goes under. Apply the pressure down with your thumb, up with your pointer, and eventually you'll get the cards to flip. Like I said, it's kind of hard to do slow motion, but you get the idea. Have fun practicing that one for sure. All right, I saved the hardest one for last. This is the one-handed shuffle. I definitely do not expect you guys to be able to do this one right away, but I thought I'd teach you because it's a really cool thing and it's super rewarding once you get it. You're gonna hold the deck elevated, kind of like you're about to do a Charlier cut, just like this. Put your pointer finger to the other side. Take off half like this. So this is the position you're in. And then that bottom half with your thumb and pointer, you're gonna pull that out like this. And as you pull it out, you're gonna put your middle finger on top like this. So you're in this really weird grip. If you have smaller hands, this might be one of those things that you just have to keep practicing and it might not be even possible yet. If you can't do it yet, don't even worry about it. Just practice the other stuff, get really good at it. But here's how you do it anyways. You hold the deck like this, like I said, pull out, middle goes on top, and then your pointer finger is the point of contact between the two halves. Then you use your pointer finger and your thumb to merge these two packets. It's kind of like a one-handed pharaoh. That's kind of like what's happening. You shimmy this packet into this one, and then you move your pointer finger out of the way so that you can add the packets together like this. And then you bend upwards, and it's kind of like an upside down bridge, and the cards shuffle. Once again, you have the cards like this, elevated. This comes out, middle finger goes up there, pointer is in between both halves. Pharaoh the cards together. Pointer finger moves out of the way, like this. Bend upwards, release, and that is the one-handed shuffle. I hope you guys have so much fun practicing. Trust me, it might get aggravating. I remember dropping so many cards. I still drop cards. It's just part of being a magician or a cardist. You're gonna drop cards, it's okay. I really hope you guys learned something new, if not a bunch of new things. If you wanna see another video like this, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe if you're new, turn on notifications, all that good stuff. If you don't already follow my Instagram and TikTok, go ahead and follow them at The Card Guy. I have a bunch more bonus tutorials on those platforms and other types of content too. And then you can text me, 1-949-239-0713. Text me the stuff I should teach you in the next video in this series. And I will see you soon. #Card Squad. Have a great day, guys. Peace.